What's going on, boys and girls? It's your boy Big John from Bodyforward, and I'm here with MMA up-and-comer James Speedy Gonzalez, and he's going to show us some moves and some exercises that is uncommon in the regular, everyday fitness world.
How's it going, guys? Well, most of the stuff is going to start standing, okay? So, like, the first technique I want to go over is just standing guillotine. As a, if you're ever in a self-defense situation, you're not going to think, oh, let me drop to the floor. You want to stay standing as long as you can, because that gives you the opportunity to run away, or it gives you the opportunity to stand and close the distance and get close to somebody. So, like, whenever in a situation, you never are going to be there just dropping your hands like you see some people do, like, hey, what's up, what's up? You always want to be, like, hands up in the air, like, hey, man, like, I don't want to fight, but you always have your guard up, okay? So just say if a guy is squaring up with you, whatever, first thing you want to do is just be right here, and one grip you can always go to is from the clinch. You just can get a head-tie control over here. We come in and we get this grip on the back of the neck, okay? The reason why I grab this grip on the back of the neck is just so I can have control of his posture. I have control of distance. If I want to pull him, if I want to push him, I can use my forearm. I have control over this position, okay? The first technique we're going to do is a choke. It's called a guillotine. Basically just going to be bringing his head underneath my armpit and using that as a choke. So what I'm going to do is this hook that I have on the neck, I'm just going to pull his head right under my armpit, and I throw my arm and my body over. I'm going to grab his chin with my hands. I have control over his head, and I'm just going to lock his head in this like front headlock position. As soon as I get here, just for control, because some guys, they freak out, we grab right at the tricep and we put our shoulder right over the back of the neck, okay? You don't want to just like go for a submission right away, because sometimes you lose it because you're not worried about position. So we get right here. I have control on the tricep, my elbows are tight, and I have control over the neck, okay? From here, what I'm going to do, there's two ways you can finish this. So you can finish it with the arm in, where I reach over his armpit and I grab my own meat of my hand right here by the wrist, or arm out, which is a lot easier to do for me. We're going to go with the arm out first because it's a little more effective, especially from the standing position. What I'm going to do is I'm going to reach and I'm going to grab right at the meat of my hand, okay? I'm not grabbing with the hand that's choking. I'm grabbing with the hand that is trapping the hand that's choking. So I'm over here, I'm just going to grab. I'm going to fold my forearm over his elbow, because for him to defend this, he has to reach his arm up over my shoulder. Because now when I go to finish, he's taking a lot of pressure off. But if I can get my forearm on top of his neck like this, it blocks that. He tries reaching now, he's not going to be able to as easily. See how my forearm's blocking it? And then from here, I just bring my hips into him, and I'm going to arch my back and walk my hips up. So I'm just going to come here. And he's going to feel the pressure on his carotid arteries. It's going to basically be like a trach choke, which is basically like a windpipe choke. You're not able to breathe. And you're also feeling the blood choke from the forearm and the blade of my wrist digging into the sides of his neck. So it's, lights out, or he just can't breathe and he goes out from suffocation. So again, the technique from this angle is, I want to do it, always have my hands up. Never like this. It makes no sense. You're going to get knocked out, or you're just going to get surprised with something. I'm always here. First thing I want to do is I want to reach and control the neck. Okay? Posture. I need to control this posture. If I have no control of him, he's going to do what he wants. So I grab, I'm going to like pull him into my armpit, and I'm going to throw my shoulder up. You see how I kind of like bowl my body like this? This gives him a path to go into the choke. If I stay postured like this, my body's going to block from getting the position from the front headlock. So I got to kind of hop over his neck like this. Immediately I grab his chin, I pinch my elbow to my side, and my hand goes right to the tricep. Okay?
And will the hand wear the tricep so I can't reach over the shoulder too?
Exactly. I'm controlling this position right here. I'm keeping him because if I don't control this arm, he might be able to get some shots off at me, even though they won't really work because we're so close. This is just a control position. And if I want, I can pull him to the floor. But let's just say we're standing, we don't want to get our knees dirty or whatever. I'm going to reach, I'm going to grab the palm of my hand, right over by the meat of my hand, like this, and I'm going to fold my forearm right on top of his shoulder. Now from here, it's just walking into him and lifting up. He's going to feel it immediately. You see how his face is red? That's from the blood just getting locked in. No oxygen gets to the brain. And that's just like a standing guillotine variation. Okay?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Another thing I like to do, like sometimes a guy's not going to give you posture. He might be trying to grab you or he's reaching to grab you. Whenever someone's reaching to grab you, I always think controlling the wrists, okay? Especially if it's in slow motion. If the guy's reaching slow motion with his hand, like reach out, I'm always looking to get here, okay? If I can control the wrist or if I can stay far enough from you, perfect. So if I feel he's coming to reach me, again, I'm like this, I'm going to grab his wrist. I'm going to bring my hand, this is what's called an arm drag, okay? I grab the wrist, I'm going to bring my hand to his tricep, and I'm going to step forward towards him as I guide his arm across my body, not like this, because we're going to stay square. I step towards him and I pull him across my waist. So now if you see the position, I'm behind him now, okay? He's going to have to try and turn to square up with me because he's in a very bad position.
Yeah.
It's going to be very easy for me to just reach my arm around his neck and look to secure a rear naked choke, which is what I want to do, okay? So whenever, even if, say if someone grabs my shirt or something, or like they're looking to grab my neck, I'm really just going to grab the wrist, and I'm going to look to always get behind them. If you could get behind someone, they can't see you. Their body for defense is like your natural makeup for defense is always in front of you. You don't have eyes behind your back. You don't have backwards arms that can grab and defend you, you know? So you always, if you can get behind someone, you have such an advantage on them. So again, we're over here, he's reaching out, I grab his wrist if I can, grab, pull, step to the side. As soon as I get here, I just gotta make sure my chest is on his back, because if my chest isn't on his back and I'm over here, he's just gonna turn around and square up with me and I gotta do it all over again. So I grab, pull, step. As soon as I get here, chest to his back, my hand's going to release from his tricep, and again, like we were saying before, it's going to be unrealistic that you're just going to be able to do this. As soon as I grab here, I grab right on the trap. So now if he tries running away from me or dropping down, I have control over here. And then I can slowly bring my hand in, and I bring my hand right behind. Blade of my wrist is on his neck, and I squeeze my elbows together. A lot of people think this is how you do a rear naked choke. You grab the top of their head. But if he wants, he can use his hands and grab my wrist. Pull my arm down and keep this from happening. So I gotta do it like a snake is slithering. I come here and I slither behind the back of the neck. If he tries grabbing my hand now, he ain't getting it over his head. And then I just squeeze together, cut the blood off to his brain. He's out in a few seconds, and you don't even have to hurt the guy. He just passes out, give him a pillow, lay him on the floor, and that's it. You can walk away. Which is also, you know, a benefit to doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or grappling, because you don't have to cause bodily harm to your opponent. You could literally put him for a nap and be on your way, or if you need to, you know, you could hyperextend, break limbs, or kill him if you want, you know. Cut the blood off to the brain long enough.
How fast does it actually take?
Usually 3 to 10 seconds, depending on how long or like how skilled the guy is at defending. If a guy doesn't know, if he's a lemon, he's going out like that. Like he's gonna go out in like 3 to 6 seconds. But a guy who has like a background in maybe wrestling or submission grappling, knows how to defend or knows how to you know, just like deal with it,
survive
maybe like 6 to 10 seconds. But you know, you can't defend a choke. Like if it's in and it's on, there's no being a tough guy. Like some guys, they could get their arm broken and they'd be like, oh, I'm good. But with the choke, it's not like that. You're going to sleep. And yeah, that's from arm drag to rear naked choke. And I want to show stuff more from standing, only because, like, say if I do get behind my opponent or I am in this front headlock position, I can always talk to the guy and give him a chance to stop. Or I could just be like, push him away and run for it, you know? If you don't know how to fight, or if you don't know self-defense to, you know, a certain extent, I would always say get out of there. Because, you know, the longer you're in a situation, the more likely it can go bad. Okay?
As always, I love you guys. Don't forget to like us on Facebook, Follow us on Twitter. Go to the greatest website in the world, www.body-forward.com, and follow James. His link is below. And don't forget to download that free nutrition report. Peace.
Peace out, guys.